Last shot for the Tigers who go the bottom of the ninth inning in Detroit on opening day. Sox have the 4-3 lead. Báez signed last November. He's at the plate now with a chance to win it. Everybody on their feet here at Comerica Park. Báez waiting on a strike 1 for 4 today. Swinging a fly ball, right field, fairly deep, going back, Pollock at the fence. He makes a catch, and then did he make it? Oh, it popped out of his glove, and he reached to his left, and he grabbed it before it hit the ground.
Yeah, will they take a look at that?
And, oh, it hit the wall. It hit the wall. And then he caught it. The fans have just seen it. And there it is! The Tigers come pouring out of the dugout. They mob Báez. Javy Báez has won it for the Tigers on opening day.
Your first opening day for us, when you walk us off, do you remember what you said?
It's not going to be easy this year, but it's going to be fun.
It seems like that comment almost kind of foreshadowed your Tigers' tenure to this point.
Honestly, other than that struggle for me for the past 3 years or 2 years, other than that, it's been really fun.
That's the best play I've ever seen. He's just out there having fun playing baseball.
We got to understand and we got to know how blessed we are to be here. Other than that, in our clubhouse and any clubhouse that I'm in, I'm gonna make it a family. I'm gonna make it together in the same boat. And I didn't have to do much here. They knew how to do that.
Wow, and Báez was well out ahead of it.
I don't know if I didn't feel the pain or I was just kind of playing around the pain, but I start doing different things. You know, like different mechanics. I start changing my bat size, and I knew nothing wasn't working. Before the surgery, I didn't know if I was gonna come back or feel better or good at any time. I didn't know if what I was doing, it was right. That's why I just let everything through the team and just trust what they told me and what the doctor said, and I just let it happen and you know, got ready mentally for the process.
He could have easily become bitter with everything that's gone on between the struggles and the injuries, but I think he was determined to find a way to be productive here. People respect that. There's a reason why, even at his lower points, he's always had the respect of guys around him.
I'm the biggest Javy Báez fan there is, honestly. I love watching him play the game, what he's able to do. He's selfless, plays the game hard no matter what the result is. You know, I feel like he's always, even if it's a routine 6-3 ground ball or a routine pop-up, he's running hard to first base, running to second base. He's got my back in every situation, and I've got his back no matter what happens. So I love watching him play the game of baseball. He plays it the right way, and he's got some flair and swag to him, too, that I think rubs off on a lot of our guys.
You always get that sense that there's still that 12-year-old kid who just loves playing ball in there. You know, just sometimes it gets hidden, but like when he has a chance and when he is playing for a team where he feels like he's contributing to wins, like it comes out, and that enthusiasm is infectious.
He used to be a shortstop. Now he's a dazzling outfielder.
I've been trying to play center field all my career. That's why during batting practice, I shot in center field because that's my favorite position, and I played as a kid, and I really have fun over there. And one day, AJ came to me, and obviously with all the injuries, they needed someone out there. And of course, I raised my hand.
Javy Báez can run it down out there.
Javy Báez wasn't fifth on the depth chart in spring training in center field. He wasn't on the depth chart for center field.
Yeah, right. He just said, I'll play. I've always wanted to play. I played it as a kid. Let me do that.
Through all the ups and downs, he has remained an elite athlete. And he can field not only his position, he can field your position, he can field your buddy's position. If you put him on the field and give him a little bit of time to adjust, he will figure out how to do it. He's just that talented. And I think he took it as a challenge to help make up for the Parker Meadows injury, the Matt Vierling injury, and the Wenzel Perez injury.
He's impressed. He's just played shorter and now outfield. I really believe he's a Gold Glove caliber on the center field, like he showed from the first day. He's impressive. He's many players in the league, but it's not many athletes in the league. And I really believe Báez is a couple of those athletes on the league. So it's so fun to see him like defensively, and especially when he go off on the home plate offensively.
Down 4-3, we're in the 6th. That brings up Javy Báez, and this to me is a really tough matchup for him. Definitely more disciplined, but still vulnerable to a good hard slider away.
Yeah, you hang that thing, he'll show you why not.
Fly ball left field, deep off the slider, gone! Absolute sizzling line drive, 3-run home run for Javy Báez. Tigers take a 6-4 lead in the 6th. Lefty coming up is David Hamilton. Tommy Candy can get lefties or righties out. 6-4 Tigers in the 8th inning. The 2-1. Swinging a fly ball right field. Oh my goodness. Way back and gone. Wow. Just tied this game with a bomb. 6-6 tie in the 8th. Greg Weissert, right-hander, side armor, comes in for the Boston Red Sox. Bottom of the 10th inning, 7-6. Red Sox had the lead. Tigers down to their last out. It's up to Trey Sweeney. Potential tying run at second, down by 1. Bottom of the 10th inning, Weissert sets. Checks McKinstry. The pitch, swinging a ground ball. Base hit into right. McKinstry around third, heading home. Abreu up with the ball. Throw to the plate. Not in time. Tigers tie it up. Trey Sweeney, 7-7 tie. Top of the 11th inning. Fly ball right field. This one's deep. Going back, McKinstry at the fence. He will jump up, and it's gone. A home run. Christian Campbell. 2-out, 2-run home run just over the outstretched glove of a leaping Zach McKinstry. Tigers with runners at the corners, nobody out. Báez at the plate, 1 for 3, a home run and a walk tonight. First pitch, swinging a fly ball left field, deep into the night, and gone! You gotta be kidding me! Javy Báez, walk-off 3-run home run, his 2nd of the night. What a game! Into the mob seat at home.
Watching the game and seeing the situation, the way they pitched to me, the guy before threw me 98, and I followed up pretty good timing. So I was sitting on that pitch, and I got the first pitch. Just feeling good, honestly, healthy, and with a lot of trust at the plate. Just trying to see the ball and react to it. Just trying not to think too much. But it's been fun. It's been long process, but fun.
2 buckets of water? Is that a first for you?
Yeah, it is. I took it because I needed it.
In 11, the Tigers walk it off against the Red Sox, 10-9.
I don't know if he's going to tell you how important it is to him. I don't know if he's going to tell you how much it means to him, but I know it does.
Just to be able to do what I can do and be back to play the way I can play. Obviously, it means a lot to me because it was a long process. And I'm here to help the team, obviously, and to take them, as long as we can the farthest way. There's a lot of fans and a lot of kids that recognize me because the way I dive on the bases and the way I play defense, just to have good memories of me. Obviously, it's been really tough 3 years. but just to stay healthy and just hopefully my body let me do what I can do.
He is a shining example of what we're trying to do here, which is be available to do anything and everything you can for a team to win. And that's easy, like, to stand in front of a group and say it. It's easy to get young guys to be hungry and thirsty to be in the big leagues. But this dude's got a gold glove. This guy's been a world champion. He has been the center focus of a team before, and he's like, sure, I'll do it. And that is priceless. We've got a group of guys in the clubhouse that are all in. And when you are that way, you know, any given day you can be the guy.
La, la. I'm singing 'cause everything's gonna be all right.
Jake Rogers, who caught every one of Terk Scooble's starts last year, is not behind the plate today.
We were in the clubhouse when Jake came up from the cage and immediately talked to our trainers, and they came to my office. And by the time I got to the coach's office, Terk was already talking to Fett. So everybody knew, and we kind of within that time of preparation that everybody was kind of doing their own thing. So our entire staff has trust in Ding to do his part. And we just got to go through a few firsts when he hadn't caught these guys much.
The first catcher not named Jake Rogers to catch a Tarik Skubal start. Going back to 2023, although I think Jake caught most of his starts that year too.
So obviously we lost a pretty big piece of our team when Raj went down, you know, both from the leadership role and what he's able to do behind the plate, and also offensively, obviously. But yeah, that provided an opportunity for myself, and you know, I started off pretty well. Was able to put the bat on some pitches, found a rhythm. You know, me, guys on the offensive staff, our hitting coaches, been working a lot, working through some things, and we're in a good spot right now.
Dillon Dingler strikes again.
It's hard to take Dillon out of the lineup, so I'm not.
Oh man, that ball is mutilated by Dillon Dingler. Way out of here.
Yeah, I mean, from last year to this year, he looks really comfortable. You know, not only behind the plate, but in the box. He's been great though. He's a sponge. You know, he wants to know everything about everyone, every little thing. It's never, you know, he'll shoot you ideas right back to you. You know, so he's great back there.
You know, you don't see too many guys at this level, you know, keep a notebook and keep a journal and keep notes on what he sees and what he reads. I mean, he may not even want me to tell you that, but his preparation, you know, goes beyond what he's told.
I'll do a report before every first game of the series, and you know, I understand that's not the norm, but it makes me feel comfortable when I'm back there. I've kind of solidified my process over the past couple years. You know, it's been fine-tuning ever since, but I found a good process for myself, and I know that, you know, everybody signs off on it, all the staff signs off on it, but yeah, it's only pretty much for a comfort level for me. I found I don't second guess myself as much. It tends to keep the heart rate down whenever there's a big situation.
0-2. In the dirt, Dingler pops it in the air, has a chance, unloads, got him! That dude has an absolute magnum for an arm.
Dirt ball to my right, I tried to glove it, ended up popping straight up. Didn't know where it was for a second, and then I was able to find it, and when I was kind of, you know, corralling it, when I was able to glove it, I noticed that, you know, he was a few steps away from the bag, and I just thought I'd give it a try, and ended up being on line.
The fact that he can throw it on a line, it is an adjustment for pitchers. You have seen guys this year who have had to not only duck, but move to the side of the mound to make sure they don't get hit.
I just tell him to give me a second to get off the mound so that way he's not hitting me in the back or anything. I think that's kind of the, you know, everyone kind of knows when he's behind the plate, get off the mound because it's coming in hot. But yeah, he's got a great arm, great instincts. He can really do it all.
AJ was asked about it a lot. He's not a big believer in personal catchers, but Dillon Dingler, he said in spring, hey, you're one foul tip away from a catcher going on the IL. Right. In the case of Jake Rogers, a swing with the oblique. And I want to make sure that all my guys catch Tarik Skubal. Dillon Dingler caught him in the spring, and then when he filled in, when Rogers was on the IL, he did a terrific job.
I kind of learned about who he is as a pitcher. You know, you can only learn so much from the side or looking at the numbers or what it may be. But when you're actually going through, that's when you really learn, you know, during a game and stuff like that. So obviously, it's not too hard because of how good of a pitcher he is. But you just try to maximize his strengths and try to get the best both ways out of it.
I think it shows. Our relationship will only grow. The more we throw to each other, the more we'll always be on the same page. We don't even have to talk about things in between innings. We both kind of already know what we're gonna do and how we're gonna get guys out.
Tigers lost 3 in a row in Los Angeles, the opening series of the year, and since then had not lost 3 in a row until last night's extra inning loss to the Cleveland Guardians. So 3 straight for Cleveland in this series. Andy, if you are the Tigers here today, you have Tarik Skubal on the mound against a lefty and Logan Allen. What do you need to see?
You need to see Tarik Skubal put up zeros, and the offense is going to have to do something a little more productive than they have in the last few days.
2-2, big leg kick and a swing and a miss. Strike 3, fastball shoulder high. Skubal guns down Martinez for the first out of the ball game. 0-2 on the way, swing and a miss, a changeup down near the dirt. Skubal is cooking right now, back-to-back strikeouts to open the game.
It's the same thing every time he goes out there, He's pretty much that electric every time. But yeah, you could tell from the first pitch that he was feeling good, he was spotting up.
Tarik Skubal's pitch count is 17 through 2 innings. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
You look up and you're at I think it was 28 pitches through 3. You go, I'm going to eat some innings today. Whether that be, 7 or 8.
I realized the perfect game was intact in the third. I usually don't realize those things, when they're happening because you're so locked in, But yeah, his stuff was electric, and he was able to keep him off balance all game. It was pretty special.
Tigers put up a 5 spot in the 4th to lead 5-0. Tarik Skubal has gone 12 up, 12 down so far. 1-0 speeds toward him. And a ground ball toward third base. Ibanez behind the bag, gloves, lets it rip to first, across the diamond for out number 3. Skubal cleanly and perfectly through 5, 15 up, 15 down at Comerica Park.
I think in terms of that type of efficiency in that type of dominance, I almost want to go back to the Galarraga game, in that you look up and all of a sudden it goes from the first inning to the 6th or 7th, and it's a blur, and you're looking, it's where did the last 5 innings go?
Tarik Skubal so far in this ball game has thrown a grand total of 59 pitches. 59! 2-2. Called strike 3. He just sideswiped the outside corner on a changeup. Skubal locks up Lane Thomas for strikeout number 8. 1-2. Here it comes from Skubal. That's there, strike 3. That's a 102. 102, a meteor for strikeout number 9. Wow, Mount Skubal erupts again.
Something that AJ's kind of talked about since 21, starting pitching is everything. As a starter, you take a lot of pride in that, and you can make a great impact on a positive result for your team every time out there. So I take a lot of pride in it, eating innings, and I know it's a little bit different of a game nowadays. Guys don't pitch as deep, pitch counts are a little bit lower, but if I got 100 pitches, I'm going to see how many innings I can throw in 100 pitches.
Bottom of the 8th inning, it's the Tigers with the lead 5-0 on the Cleveland Guardians, trying to close out this series in style. 1-2 coming, and Torres waves and misses, strike 3, and the inning is over. We'll see. Is he going to try? Yeah, he's up from the bench already, and he is walking with his glove on his hand up the staircase. Tarik Skubal to a rousing round of applause from 30+ thousand at Comerica Park. Will try to close his first game as a starting pitcher in his major league career.
When I ran back out for the 9th, I didn't expect to get the reaction that I got. I hadn't seen that happen for a pitcher, either when we're in a stadium or at home. I was pretty stunned when I got on the mound and picked up the ball before I'm throwing warm-ups, and you see the ovation like that. Usually the ovation happens when you're done, not when you're still going. So that was pretty cool. It gave me a little boost of adrenaline and energy, and there's some emotions running through there too, where I told myself when I was out there, a 12-year-old me would never believe that would happen, having 37,000 people chanting your name.
Ooh, from the crowd.
You just don't ever think that would happen. A 12-year-old would never understand that, that feel or those kind of emotions that run through you. So that was actually kind of tough to dial it back in and understand that I have a job at hand and I need to finish this game. But I'll gladly take that challenge anytime though.
Anyone who was sitting moments ago is standing now, as the sunlight now bathes him on the mound. He was in shadows. Everything has become bright, like his stuff, like his impact on this city. 0-2, here we go, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 103, he rings up the radar gun. He claps on the mound. Here come the Tigers from the outfield and infield, and a big hug from Dillon Dingler on the first ever complete game shutout for Tarik Skubal. Sheer dominance from Skubal.
What an incredible performance when a team needed it the most.
Typically, if you're going deep into games, it's a close game or you're winning. So all those things kind of factor into a team aspect of winning baseball.
Our team's personalities mesh a lot. We keep it loose. We have fun. Ultimately, we have fun, and it's fun to come to work every day.
We come into the ballpark and compete together, and that's a good thing. I mean, I feel so confident, and they help me in everything.
Really grateful, honestly, for the team and for the organization, that everything is coming along, all the work that we put in, and obviously it's fun when you're doing good.
Everyone that we bring up, or no matter what happens, injury, whatever, it's like seamless.